Hello, everyone. Happy Mercury Retrograde. It's that time, dreaded time again. Well, there's positives and negatives. It is a struggle, and I feel the last Mercury retrograde was pretty rough, and this one can be. It's almost like there's a feel to this one that is kind of going to alter a lot. So we will look at the energies for each element and sign. And I'm going to do a collective. What I will do on the bottom of in the description box below, I will start the timeline for collective, because that's going to be important for kind of all of us, because there's a strong message here for all of us. I feel this is like a harbinger Mercury retrograde, because there's a different flavor to it, just like the last full moon. And then I will go by every element. This Mercury retrograde lasts January 30th through February 20th, I believe. We do have, the shadow periods, but I'm not too keen on them because everybody's shadows are different. But that is the time line, and it is basically in Aquarius, and there's something very strong with it. So I will have in the description box below the collective, which I think is important to listen, and then I will start with each element. I will have the elements, which will start with air, then water, then fire, and then earth, and then each individual, which will, now the individual signs, you can put this timestamps if you want, because I get into the reading, and it's probably going to be a long video. I'm not going to go through it to see which time and that, or I'd have to pause it 1,000 times. So I will put the element. So, and of course we're going to start with Aquarius in air then. And for each element, I will do a collective too. So I'm going to do a collective for all of us, what I'm feeling with this Mercury retrograde, okay? So for all of us, there is an underlining energy that I feel that there's a sense of a following, okay? These are going to be like the things that are advisable during the Mercury retrograde, and what is going to be the challenge. So I do see a lot of like protective energy, needing to adapt. There's a sense of an illusion of who we really are. There is this problem with making some decisions and taking appropriate actions. Okay, so we are seeing a lot of that energy for collective. Major decisions, thinking maybe there's a rebirthing here too, but things that could alter our life. We could be rethinking a lot of things. There are some internal struggles, competitive energy too, adjusting to change, major completions and karma ending and starting, but we could be very critical. It's like nitpicking information, finding new information, innovation. Okay, so we are seeing a lot of that energy. And where is our happiness? What is going to make us happy? I feel there is decisiveness is going to be a challenge, but that is your power, is to make a decision and take appropriate action, and that's going to bring wish fulfillment and help you. There's a sense of a following that I'm seeing with all the signs here. I want to say it isn't a time for us to make any major decisions. It's being decisive, yes, and taking appropriate actions, but it's a time to think things over and not take the lead with everything. It's a collective energy that I feel that we need to let others lead for a while and be content to follow. We have to adapt ourselves to what is going on around us and be happy to let go. So we do see a lot of that energy coming through. Communication, our comforts, our vitality is really showing up. We have to give and receive very loving information. So communication has to be very loving. I do see something with relationships. There's a sense of protection or needing to protect relationships or overprotectiveness. We do have the strength there, and we need some balance, okay? We need to know that we are protective when we're surrounded by, it's like almost an ancestral karma that I'm feeling here too. There is that energy that I'm picking up. So we got to know and reach out to our spirit guides. With relationships, I think the challenge is with partnerships. Okay, sometimes we need a partner to, or partnering up. It's like two heads are better than one to achieve our dreams. We need to seek out our soulmates, people that are like-minded, and join forces. There's a sense of needing to join forces. Together, you can conquer the world, so to speak, okay? You need to be part of a team. So teamwork is very important. Adapting to changes that are happening. Adaptability, okay? That is a big thing too. There is a sense of the darkening of the light. We kind of may go through a dark period now. It may feel that our faith has deserted us, okay? Because we're thrown into darkness a little bit, or maybe a little bit of confusion. We need to have confidence that all is going to be well, okay? It's just merely a little dark. We have to keep going. So that is one thing I'm feeling there too, especially when we're adapting to change. The positive end is expansion and harmony and creating peace. Be ready to live your life to its full potential, okay? So those are the positive ones. I also feel there's illusion here. We know who we really are. We need to really build upon that. So it's a time to think. It's an arresting moment. If we've been struggling with ourselves, our identity, what we want to do to achieve our goals, we've tried going every which direction. We may have challenge with that. What are we going to do? We have to kind of, I always say, go back where you came from, try another approach entirely, because then that's the only way you're going to make progress. Otherwise, no. There's something about our own identity, soul searching. There's going to be a magnification here, finding resolution within ourselves and gaining more clarity. We're going to be needing to be more filled with understanding and focus, okay? So those are the things that I'm picking up here, making those important repairs, so to speak, okay? So there is a lot of kind of innovative type of change here. All right, so now we are going to focus on the element of air. Okay, so the element of air, what we see here, we're going to start with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. But let's take a look at what we're seeing with the element of air. We see partnerships, money, shared resources, kindness, health and well-being, resting, and we do see like knowledge, education, counsel. We do see a tower here with the world around us, with our goals, our projects, our work, our career, our schooling, whatever it is. There is that kind of change here. So we are seeing that energy. When we're looking at air here, I feel that what's activated here is something is shed to light. We need to be more confident here. There's high creativity, but a clearing that needs to be made. You need to be cleansed and healed, because what is in center is the healing stone. So that is very important for air signs collectively. What is your challenge for air signs too is waiting. Okay, it's like you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for something, and it's a time to wait. Because you may feel that there is no progress, okay, for this time and this period. So you must wait, okay, patiently. Patience is very important. But, however, that doesn't mean that nothing is happening, okay? Don't try to force things. That's one thing I see with the airs. Not all pieces are in place yet, but they will be with patience. Then you will find some kind of success. So success will come to those who are patient. That is the challenge there that I'm seeing as well. All right, so we're going to look at Aquarius now. Aquarius, what are we seeing mostly with you? Aquarius, I do see money, partnerships are coming into focus, and taking care of yourself. So there is a focus here on what is it valuable to you. You really, your power here is your spirit, okay? Your emotions, your spirit, your trusting in your higher self. So making those adjustments with everything around you. Maybe there are some repairs, money that needs to be put in. It's a partnership thing too as well. But you need to know that you need to trust your higher self in all that happens. You have to soar like the eagle, so to speak, okay? There is a focus on money. Okay, there maybe you need to be more self-reliant. There could be problems with a partnership, money that is owed to others, or shared resources. So watch the bank accounts, watch what's of value there. Spending, yes, that is good. Spending is showing up, but do not overspend. There is going to be a change here in the way you approach value, the way you approach love and kindness and money. Also directly affecting your health and well-being. These are also making personal goals and achievements. So there is breaking free. There's a sense of needing to be freedom. Freedom is so important, okay? But waiting at the same time patiently, yeah, you'll be rewarded. Okay, so Aquarius definitely putting in kindness, good partnerships, money, business, all of that is coming through really strongly for Aquarius, okay? And now when we're looking at Gemini, what do we see here for you? Gemini, health and well-being, this is like knowledge coming through. I do feel that energy is very important for you as well. There's a sense of higher knowledge, higher education. Maybe some of you will be going, connecting with teachers. Teaching and learning is coming through here too. But Gemini, what do you have to do? You have the power of purifying things, okay? Your health, your well-being, mental, emotional, all of it. There is a significant clear out, a needing to clear out clutter here. Learning and knowledge is very important, but at the same time here, it's like unwanted advice and opinion, doubts. There is a sense of past, separating from those doubts that you had, and trying to clear the past somehow, I want to say. What has stopped you from moving forward? Was it matters of the heart? Who's been interfering here? Where have you started and stopped? Was it education? What was it? There is something there that is clearing, something may be brought up. Something from the past may come back. Information. You're gaining higher knowledge here about it too. And it's like, it's a clear out of relationships that no longer work. It's like the past somehow, and the doubts. You may have to experience a separation or separating from people. There's a sense of some of you may even separate. But I think it's only temporary anyway. It's just to clear out the clutter. And there's a sense of purification here. Schooling, very important. Building upon yourself. What is you want to see from yourself, what you want to see about yourself as well. Okay. So that came through strongly for Gemini. Libra, you are mostly here with knowledge and gaining knowledge that may be that you have not known before. Something may be more clear to you. Okay, it's like you've been waiting, and something from the past or something that you should have heard or known before may be coming through. I do feel here you need to come into your own power. You have the ability to manifest a lot. You have it's almost like you did have a tower moment already. And this is with work, career, hobbies, your desires. There has been something there. This is a time to own your own power. That is the power you have with this, Mercury Retrograde, and learning something. Knowledge is going to either award you something bigger when it comes to your goals, career, or work. Matters of the heart somehow, or some kind of decisions. This could be a contract job that's coming through too. There is a big decision that needs to be made. For some of you, you're going to be separating from either a relationship or something where you're going to be focusing more on your goals. Rest is very important too, and separating from anything negative. I do see that energy coming through strongly for Libra. And Libra, patience is very important, especially when you're merging between a job. Okay, maybe there's going to be some challenges there. So I do see that kind of energy coming through. But you are building a strength here that you don't even realize. Okay. Well, that wraps it up for the air signs. And we're going to move on to the element of water. Okay, so water signs, we see a tower, we do see a heart, communication. There could be some blockages there. There are changes that are going on, frustration, high creativity, fiery energy. There is some negativity. There are some things that are hidden and deception around, people hiding secrets, something like that I do see. Communication, new projects, new hobbies, new jobs. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of energy here. So basically there is a tower. What I'm looking at here is for water signs is cooperation is going to be important because there's a sense of restraint, and knowing the limitations is maybe a challenge here. So cooperation, creating stability, and releasing things is going to be very important. What you need to release and what you don't need to release. These are also thought patterns that no longer serve you, negative ones. Okay, so this is a time of internal purging as well. So you have to release some patterns, which these are thoughts. It's the way you've been thinking, is the way, whether it's negative, whatever it is, there's something that you need to rethink your perspectives on, okay? Because the challenge here is restraint and knowing your limitations. I feel this is also you expect too much from others. It's like you overestimate others or underestimate. There is something there. You need to lower your expectations with others, and I think that's going to be the challenge. So your power there and your challenge is restraint, okay? You have to know your limitations. You have to know everybody else's, and you need to stick to them. If you say, oh, I'm going to be just fair, or you've been giving too much, well, now you stick to what you think is fair. Or you will only get frustrated because we see a lot of frustration here. Stop aiming too high or having high expectations of others and settle for what is within your grasp, or what that expectation about others, and enjoy the moment now. Okay, so there is that strong energy that's coming through. Pisces. What I feel here is, with all problems or difficulties, these are changes that are occurring. I feel this is with you trying to break free. There's a change within you, and what are you communicating from the heart what you need. When there are these challenges that are happening during this time, your power is definitely immersing yourself in your imagination, your art, in artistic and creative expression very strongly. That's going to help you get through a lot, okay? Creative solution, imagination, that is going to help you. Because I do feel here there's a sense of you're learning, you're more to yourself. You have to trust that you're being led, that you're on the right path. There's a big focus on something that you're learning here, and it's going to help you adapt too. Yes, it's frustrating too, but I do see these are a lot of lessons learned. It's teaching and learning. You may be also having problems with that area. It's like you know how to do it or whatever it is, but you're not expressing it right? This is a time where you need to go within, get creative, and also don't expect too much of yourself or others. So we're seeing this collectively with water. You're moving forward. You are, okay? There's a high creativity here, but it's like you still need to wrap something up and then keep pushing forward. Communication is coming in strongly here as well. So I do feel there is personal changes within you too. So there is that issue that I'm seeing for Pisces. Next, Cancer. Cancer, what are we seeing for you here? What I feel is what we're seeing here is a lot of secrets here that maybe you're unaware of. I feel your challenge is also trusting your instincts more, okay? You're being guided, but maybe you're not following your intuition correctly, or you're not sure. That is kind of the challenge now. So it's finding that path, finding those answers, and new people to communicate with your ideas. There's a problem here about you, I want to say, you're ending things a lot, okay? It's like you're kind of like trial and error. It's kind of resurrection type of energy here. You're purging some things, but at the same time, it's who are you expressing your ideas to and your thoughts, okay? It's like there's a creative streak to you too as well. You're building upon something. You've kind of you're making adjustments, but you're putting too much high expectations on yourself, or it's like if you do lower them or you put some borders up, then you feel like guilty, or you're saying, oh no, I shouldn't do that. No, You have the ideas. It's finding the right people to communicate, knowing who you can talk to, who you can't, because there are people who are either stealing your ideas. This is plagiarism, so you may have a problem with that. There is that energy. So it's like keeping more to yourself and then implementing those ideas and creativity after it is done. And a lot of you do, but at the same time, it's keeping it discreet is going to be very important. So you really need, it's like finding that path and trusting your instincts to guide you through the situations that you may have at this time, okay? Because you will build upon something very creative. You will have those borders up, and it's going to become, this is the only way you're going to find some kind of success, is when you know your limitations. Don't push so hard. There's something about maybe you're starting a business or whatever you're doing. You're pushing too hard. You're pushing yourself. You need to take breaks, okay? And who you communicate to. Very, very important. You can make a lot of strong affirmations too, okay? Scorpio, what are we seeing here? Mostly here we are seeing with you, again, it's like there's your fertility, creativity is extremely high here. There's like missions, jobs, projects, high creativity. The thing I feel is your challenge, again, is for some of you, it can be actually fertility. You could have fertility problems now or delays, seeing that kind of energy. Maybe you start something creative and then you're like, oh, it didn't turn out right, or you're overthinking some things. Again, expect that some, people have their own opinions here, but don't let them get to you. Overfocus can create stress. I do see here that you have to release some of the doubts you had from the past to be able to create and to move forward, because it's very, very fertile here. So very fertile, but you're frustrated. Follow through is going to be important. Set small standards and goals, okay? You're coming to the end of some kind of difficult situation. Also, there may be things like, just say you're building. I feel some of you may be building something. Just say you built a fence or something, and then something cracked or broke down. You may have to go and fix it. So there's a sense of repairs as well that I'm seeing here. But at the same time, it's a fresh start of energy and a new way of thinking as well. So seeing a lot of that energy too. So yeah, Scorpio, definitely building upon foundations here. And this is like a hobby, taking risks, but it's an up and down energy. Do not overdo anything. Set limitations for yourself, especially at this time, okay? All right, so that's going to wrap up the water signs, and we're going to move on to the element of fire. Okay, so the element of fire, we will start with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But what are we seeing here? Health and well-being. You're still carrying some kind of hurts. You're hurt by someone, but there are other people who are hurt by you. So, and there is jealousy that definitely surrounds you, and that is in a box square. So this is something that needs to be cleared. Negativity. Holding on to grudges. We are seeing that kind of energy. We are seeing here love and connecting in a deeper meaning. What this is showing for fire signs is you can manifest a lot, good or bad. There's a lot of energy put here, but you need to cleanse things, okay? There is a sense of humility is important and can be a challenge at this time. Okay, there's a sense of you needing to, the best way to get through, humility is going to get you through, is being tolerant. Okay, you need to be more tolerant, and you may find the help that you need then. Because some of you could have a problem with pushing people away. It's like displaying a lot of humility isn't a loss of face. It isn't your pride being eaten. It's merely a loss of your own ego, okay? It's like putting ego aside. Do all things in moderation, okay? Moderation is key with people and everything you're doing. And maintain this equilibrium and harmony. That's going to get you through. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of conflicts with people, is what I'm feeling here, or people. You need some kind of humility and trying to emphasize with a second point of view as well. Because we have to learn here that we are all equal in the eyes of the universe. So it's like we're all made out of bone, skin, and blood. Okay, so there is a strong, strong message here. All right. When I'm looking at Aries, okay, Aries, it's like watch the health and well-being. There is something there. There's been groups of people or focus on people. This could have been people that you felt hurt by, or they've been hurt by you. I don't think you realize how much others have been hurt by you too. It's a two-way street here. What I'm feeling here too is, and it's kind of made some kind of rift or separation, but it's not healthy. Now, yes, Aries, you do have to put your boundaries up, and you do need to stand your ground, but you also have to know who's okay with you and who's not. In other words, don't burn all your bridges. Okay, so that's one thing I'm feeling here too, because there's a sense of collectiveness, and finding happiness with togetherness is very possible. So there could be issues coming back of what's been hurt, what's been affecting you, and is it all worth it? Because happiness is overall the important energy here. This is a time of also connecting to people who are like-minded, making amends, and then purging all this some kind of hurt or something that's been carried on with groups of people and ideas, or what you are hoping from others or expectations, okay? Because I do see happiness is there for you. It's turning around. So it's like, watch the health and well-being, the way, it's a little bit of adjustments that need to be made. What is good for you, what is not, make your affirmations. I do see it's like that you'll do much better in a group situation than being alone. You can't, not being the lone wolf. Okay, so making amends, whatever's hurt you, it's like breaking free from is going to be important. You need to put your boundaries up. That's a simple thing. And you set those boundaries, but people need to know what they are. You can't just assume everybody does. That's what I'm feeling here too. And that's going to bring some kind of harmony and more joy to you. So I think that is the biggest thing that I'm seeing here. Also, money, there could be some issues with, you need to do what you do love. Okay, so it's like finding either ways to make money, that you're doing something that you do love, and that's going to help bring some more prosperity to you. So something is shining a light in the dynamics of family, home, and relationships, and even work, okay? And what has been affecting you. Maybe you've been getting a lot of headaches, but you didn't realize it's been because of stress or because of been holding in some kind of emotion. So there is a clearing here, okay? And connecting with others. It's going to bring you more happiness. I definitely see that kind of energy, okay? Now we're going to move on to Leo. Leo, what are we seeing here for you? Still, there is something that you're holding on to, some kind of hurts too. There is some jealousy that's surrounding you as well, or something like that. Leo, you're not stuck. You're not stuck in this dimension is what I'm feeling here. What your power is, and what's also your challenge, is breaking free. Freedom. You always have a choice. You have a choice. You do not have to be in this funk. So there is something there that is showing up, okay, whether it's in partnerships, whether it's in dealings with others, whether it's your goals, your ambitions, whether it's something internal. There's a big focus here. There's a lot of manifestation, a lot of choices to be made. You have the choice of freedom. You have choices to make. And I do see for a lot of you, you will be breaking free. There is something that's going to be spun here in it's a sense of enlightenment. And it's like you will be getting rid of some things. It's picking and choosing wisely for the future, looking at the bigger picture. Okay? You have a choice in whatever there is that's going to be coming up at this time. Freedom, breaking free, but you always have that choice. Where there's a will, there's a way is what I'm picking up here. Even with money, earning money. Maybe this is, you don't feel there's a fair shake in a partnership, or maybe you're working at a job and you feel your colleague is doing less work and making more. There is that energy. but you always have a choice is the big thing that I'm feeling here. Okay, so Leo, that is what's showing up for you. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what are we seeing here? Sagittarius, there's some negativity here too, and deeply connecting love is showing up, okay? There's almost been like a little bit of a division here. What is important? Some of you are really finding that love is something you want. You want something very serious. I feel here that you're also, what your challenge is, but also what is your power is you have to retreat a little. Okay, step back. Step back. You can't force issues either. Stop trying to make something happen. Go with the flow. Okay, see where the waves lead you, because there's almost a sense of trying to control something with a relationship, the what you want or desire. So there is something there. Retreat, retreat. Stop trying to make something happen. Kind of go with the flow, make the adjustments, but go with the flow. I do feel you need to follow your dreams, your passions, your goals. It's like you can't sit still anymore. You start something and then you're kind of moving. But here you're wanting a relationship, right? But you're kind of jumping the gun, or you get frustrated and then you're not focusing. There's that energy too. At the same time, I'm seeing there's going to be some changes that are coming up with what are you communicating? Are you communicating something positive? I also see there's going to be changes here with home, family dynamics. There's movement. Someone may be moving out. Unexpected visitors may come. Unexpected type of energies. There's this newness. There's new people, new experiences coming through too. Following your dreams is going to be important. But definitely retreat and stop trying to make something happen. Just go with the flow more. I think that's the biggest challenge that I'm seeing here. Okay. And then things kind of settle in their own, they settle in their own way, okay? Again, making amends, hurt feelings. I think all fire signs have that you're hurt by others, but I don't think you realize as much that others are just as hurt by you as well. There's a sense of needing to realize that too. So humility for you and with others is going to be very important. So Sagittarius, there is love coming in. It's deep love. And it's really expressing it from the heart is going to be so important. Okay. So yeah, very interesting energies here. Okay. So that wraps it up for the fire signs. And now we're going to move on to the element of earth. Okay. So the element of earth, it will be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but let's take a look here. Again, we see a lot of purging, clearing out. These are changes of perspective, spiritual growth, psychologically, getting deep and purging. So really, there's a lot of soul searching and purging here. Purification of the heart. Definitely, speaking our own truth, knowing our own truth. Being true to ourselves, seeing that energy, kindness is coming through. There's still a lot of adjustments in your creativity, and I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I do see new ideas, new cycles. You're merging somehow too. Communication's a little off, but this is self-talk too that's important. Maybe even changes of ideas, listening to different ideas and approaches, and getting ideas. Okay, so it's like listening is going to be very important as well. So what are we seeing here overall for Earth? The challenge I feel here is, you've got creativity, allowing things to heal, and needing a focus, because it's an energy up here that when you do heal somehow and focus more, you will creatively accomplish all of your goals. But you may have creative blocks. I feel that's it. Because there is a sense of excess. There is something that needs to be eliminated. Okay, that's why the stone's there, a sense of purging and making adjustments. So what we're seeing here is excess is a problem and a challenge. And you can't have everything. We can't have everything. We can't store. We can't be pack rats. In every which way. We can't store up all the feelings. We can't keep holding everything in. Different ways of excess is showing here, okay? it's like I always say, if we have too much excess of anything, where are we going to keep it? What are we going to do with it? You know what I mean? Now's the time to shed it, okay? And that's in materially, emotionally, whatever it is, physically, I don't know, every which way. You will have to do a lot of radical cleansing and a lot of purging, pruning of your life in general. So seeing that energy, and that could be a little bit of a challenge, okay? But you can do it, okay? So we're seeing that energy coming through. Okay, Taurus. What do we see mostly for Taurus? Taurus, whatever situation you're in, okay? I feel the challenge, and this is your power though too, but it's a challenge. Your situation needs for you to be more adaptable and to innovation, okay? So one way doesn't work, another way. Finding creative solutions. Yeah, it may be a little challenging, okay? So I do see you need to stand up for yourself and purify your being true more to yourself. What is it that you really want is what I'm feeling here. So there is something there. I do see that a lot of you need to stand your ground. Okay, there's just too much coming at you at once. I feel that too. But I do feel here that the pressure is you're trying to get everything done. You're trying to get everything done, and you're still needing to clear some, things are a process, and it's a time to clear it up. Now, you're doing anything, a work, project, taking care of yourself, whatever it is, it's a process. It's one step at a time. You're making progress, but it's a one step at a time. Perseverance is going to be important, okay? Finding creative solution and being adaptable is going to be very important. It's another way of finding your own truth, speaking your own truth, and that's what people will see. It's going to kind of extend in the external world as well, okay? So there's a sense of you're kind of in the limelight, and maybe people are expecting you to take care of some things. You can only do so much too, okay? You have to also push others away and take care of you, okay? Because you could have this too much going on at the same time, okay? So we are seeing that with Taurus. And Taurus, you could really read a lot. Trusting and evolving with your spirituality is making some adjustments of what you really want. Taking care of yourself. Kindness is very important. And being true to yourself. That's what I'm seeing mostly for Taurus. Okay, so we're moving on to Virgo. Virgo, what I see here is a sense of what you could be challenging to you is letting go of control. Okay? You need a balance. Watching your health and well-being, for some of you, will be closing up a karmic cycle, but you need to surrender some things. It's like, yeah, you have your goals. You maybe it's like that excess that I'm talking about. Work, decisions that need to be made. You're kind of tired of it. Your soul is almost like tired of some things, and you're worn out. Where are you going to invest your future money, time, energy, work? It's like everything we do now is actually creating our own future. So we kind of need to step back, reassess, recalibrate, make the plans, but be adaptable. But at the same time, you need to let go of some things, okay? It's like surrender, let go of control, then things are going to flow better. I think that's going to be your challenge, creating that balance, even with health and well-being. For some of you, it's time to get busy with your physical body. Maybe you've gained some weight. Maybe it's not healthy for you. Getting fit. I do see that energy. This is building stronger partnerships in the future. Maybe you are thinking of opening up a business, starting something very creative. You've got some decisions that you're going to make, and it's time to think about them wisely and then make them. Who's surrounding you that has like psychological issues, that has issues themselves? We all have our own issues. We can't take on everybody else's as well. It's time to let go of control or excuses like, oh, I'll do this when I get enough money, or I'll do this when I do this. You have to make these decisions. You can't control the world, our situations. We can only make a plan and have A, B, C, and D and move forward. So I feel that is the most important thing I'm seeing here. Even with relationships and future, maybe jobs, there is something that your decisions are coming up that you're going to have to make some important choices. Okay. So that's Virgo. Now, where last but not least is Capricorn. Capricorn, what do we see here mostly for you? Capricorn, this is when you're talking to yourself. Some of you, it's like standing in front of the mirror and you're talking to yourself. How well are you? There's a lot of knowledge here. Communication's very important. Ideas, inspiration. What I feel is your power, but also what is your challenge is passion and following your passion. You need to talk yourself into doing that. You may be inspired, maybe changing your mind. There's some ideas out there. Okay, so I do see that. Nurturing what you begin, taking care of yourself, what is right for you. This is making adjustments, maybe with your goals, with career, needing some kind of a balance. You're taking care of everything else, but are you really taking care of yourself is what I'm feeling here. You need to drop some things and follow your passion. Make that, if you make that choice, whatever you're going to do, it comes with responsibilities. Play with the ideas while this time is going, but then you're going to have to implement them. Networking will bring you more jobs, opportunities for money, opportunities for growth, and like I said, communication, but it could be off. It's self-talk now. Plan, write it down, communicate, write that speech before you do. This is a time of really reassessing what to nurture, where to invest your time, making some choices that are going to be financially that are going to benefit you. Taking care of your health, taking care of, I feel for some of you, watch your oral, like maybe problems with teeth or something at this time too. But you need to follow your passion, okay? And communicating that, networking is going to be important. But you could have snafus with that right now. But the point is, at the very end of it, where are you going to? You're going to be tested with your responsibilities and your time and where you have been putting it in. Because that affects you. If you are not taking care of yourself, if you're not following your passions, you are not going to, money comes when we are also taking care of ourselves. So seeing that energy is very important. There could be some important communications coming in too. Okay? Very interesting. And where to purge? Who have we been talking to that no longer or creates doubts? Okay? So, yeah. All right. For some of you may have some problems with people you grew up with. I see communication could be off. This could be a sibling that made you always feel bad or someone you grew up with. I do see that energy too. Okay? But talking and nurturing yourself is going to be very important, and your passion and following it. Okay? All right. And that concludes the reading for our lovely Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius, which is January 30th through February 20th, approximately. All right, everyone, enjoy it. I tend to get such great ideas during it, or I want to do something so important, and then I know it's just a time, and it's like impatience. I want to do it, but I wait, because later I see why I shouldn't or I should. So, yeah, but there are a lot of things you can get done. I bought a house during a Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I went through delays and hell, but I tell you, it was like delays for no reason. It was just they were making mistakes. I mean, there was always those little snafus that I know about, and I expected them, and they sure did happen. But I got through it, It doesn't mean you can't do anything, you can't plan anything, you can't, But there's something we always don't see. Like, just say you're writing up a contract, and in your, and you forget to put a due date on it or something. And we don't even realize it till later. There's always those little missing pieces. That's the only thing. Sometimes I see usually other people with the mistakes, but it happens. Repairs are sometimes important. Now, since it's an Aquarius, they can be snafus with technology, but doesn't always necessarily mean so. Well, happy Mercury retrograde. We will get through it like we do every single one of them. All right? Bye for now.